Hey everybody, welcome back to East Coast Outside Adventures. Today, I'll talk about what's in my bushcraft kit. So, I'm gonna get everything out of the bag and get it laid out, and then at the end, I'm gonna talk about the bag itself. So I'm gonna get stuff situated around, sorted out, and I'll bring you right back. All right, everybody. Well, right here is kind of what's in my bushcraft kit. Some of it's kind of redundant, but I mean, whatever. Uh, when I go out, if I'm going to do a bushcraft, which I'm going to be doing here and there, I won't be bringing all four of my knives. That'd just be silly. So, um, so what I'm going to do is go from left to right. So, first off, my wool blanket, which I have which I have in a previous video in my camping installation for 4 seasons. So, if you want to go back to that video, it goes over like installation for hammock camping, like whether it be your underquilts or your sleeping bags. For tent camping, just sleeping bags or ground sheets and stuff like that. Excuse me. Some bushcraft stuff, which this is in it, or just open shelter with a tarp or anything else. So if you want to go back to that video, I'll link that in the description. So if you want to go back to it, by all means, you're more than welcome to. Anyways, on to today's topic. So, my bushcraft kit, I have my wool blanket. It's fairly thick, so I just double it up if I have to, or roll it right out. If there's a cool breeze or something coming, I'll take it, I'll lay it all out, crawl in, cover up, lift my feet up, fold the blanket underneath of my feet to stop any cool air. Stop the cool breeze, the majority of it anyway, from coming in. You know, cold feet, cold body, right? So, excuse me. The if it's raining out and you happen to get wet, or the blanket happens to get wet, it will keep you warm even though it does get wet. So that's what it's designed for. It is fire retardant, so you can sleep closer to the fire. Stay warm during the cooler months if you choose to do bushcraft, or in a emergency situation if you happen to have one, or if you happen to be in one. So that being said, I'm going to sit this behind me and on to the next one. This was a gift from Lone Wolf 902. It is a waxed canvas bedroll that he handmade himself. So he made it, he used it, tested it out, he was happy with it. So he asked me if I'd like to have it. I said, yeah, I'd be more than happy to take it off your hands. Because he was going to make another one for himself. So he kindly gifted this to me to use on my bushcraft adventures. So it is slightly used. As you can tell, it's got coffee stains, ground stains. It's used, it's worn, but you know what? It doesn't matter to me. So he was kind enough to give it to me, and I really thank him for that. Very nice gift. So, being a wax canvas bedroll, it is waterproof. Everything. So, for size, you know what? I'm just gonna unroll it out and show you guys roughly the length of it and whatnot. I clear this stuff out of the way, so I'll do that and I'll bring you guys right back. Alright guys, just trying to unroll this sucker here. So this table, well, it's not as long as I am, but it goes from, it overhangs on both sides. I'm gonna say it's about 6 feet long. It's about 3 feet wide, roughly. I'm gonna get my measuring tape. We'll see how wide it really is. So, oh, it's wider than what I thought. It is 31 inches wide by, let's check the length of it here. It is approximately 68 inches long. So, yeah, so it's like I say, it is fairly long, fairly wide. So you put it nicely. Excuse me. So, the cool thing is, it is waxed on both sides, inside and out. It is waterproof. You can lay it down on the ground. You can lay on. You're not going to get wet. If, with my other wool blanket that I have, which is right here, if I wanted to, I could take this wool blanket where it's sewn across the bottom, well, folded in half, sewn across the bottom and sewn up the side. I could take this wool blanket, unfold it, and stuff it inside of this here wax canvas bedroll, and I can crawl in, sleep in it, stay nice and warm, and stay nice and dry at that. So, which actually I might do that in one of my videos. It's actually not a bad idea. I should probably do that. But anyways, if you happen to have one of these, it is open on one end, like an envelope, like my wool blanket is. You could take leaves, spruce boughs, pine duff, spruce duff, whatever you can find, and shove in here and make a nice thick mattress, or a nice comfortable mattress. And then if you so wish, you can lace it up and cinch it closed, and you have yourself a nice little mattress for the night. Nice comfortable little sleeping arrangements. So it just beats staying off the cold, wet, damp ground, and staying warm, staying dry. So you all know what happens if you're out in the cold and you happen to get wet, right? Hypothermia sets in, you get all disoriented and whatnot. So, with all that being said, I'm going to put this behind me and I'm bringing something else. And then I'll bring you guys right back. Alright guys, I got everything going. Well, not everything, but I got some stuff right laid over here, as you can tell. I'm in the mood for a coffee. How about you? I think so. So I'm going to use my canister stove while I'm up here in my attic. Water, cup. So I'm just going to pour out enough. Yeah, I think that's enough. So, while I'm doing this, I'm not going to use my fire steel up here in the attic. This wouldn't be good. So I'm going to cheat, use my lighter, but just better off, just a lot easier up here in my attic. So, Here we go. Crank that down a little bit. Flame too high. So, sit that on there like so. Everything good? Everything is good. So leave that to that for a few minutes and get back to topic at hand here. So there's you know, I got a few knives here. Depending where I'm going, what I'm doing, just it depends on what I'm taking. So normally I would take this knife here, which is my outbound with a 6-inch blade, 8-inch blade, I'm assuming. Let's just do measure here. No, it's a 6-inch blade. Wow. Anyways, I'll use this here for my cutting, my my wood splitting, as you've already seen. I got some of the Cerakote already wore off it on both sides. I had a buddy of mine sharpen it up for me. It's extremely sharp. So I'll take this with me pretty much every time. If I don't need one this big, normally I'll probably take my Gorilla Holtzman survival knife, which is got probably a 4-inch blade on it. Yeah, put a 4-inch blade on it. I'll take this here. I'll baton my wood with it, or this is sharp enough. I could do that with. I'll take this one here for the simple fact of it does have an attached fire steel right here, and it does have the attached striker, which is right here, with a nice little gorilla emblem on it and everything. If I'm taking this knife with me, I'll probably take this here little tiny one with me for like small carvings, or use with my bigger fire steel, which is right here. So you tell I've used it a few times already. I just go along and do my, do my thing. So I'll normally keep these two together, like so. Sometimes I'll have this here attached to my backpack or whatever, or just in my pocket. I have this here usually around my neck. It's not a practical place for it, but it's there. I know where it is. I'm not going to lose it. Or if I don't take this, I'll take this one. Another outbound knife I rarely use. You can tell it's the black coating is still on there on both sides. Pretty good. I've taken a little multi-tool pouch and taped it on to put another fire steel in it. So I've used this one here quite a bit. And a Christmas present from my lovely girlfriend. As if I didn't have enough fire steels already, she got me this little PS Cook little pouch. Comes with a survival whistle in case you get lost in the woods. You blow your whistle, somebody might hear you. It's got a couple goodies in here. I'll get them out. Dang it. So it comes with a fire steel with a wooden handle, which is really nice. Gives it a whole bushcraft feel. So this fire steel hasn't been used yet, so I just got it for Christmas. So that's awesome. What else is in this thing? Oh, this thing right there. Here's the striker for it. Just a normal little, nothing fancy about it, just a little striker. Probably end up using my knife with it. Check the coffee water. A couple more minutes and crank the heat up a little bit. And then this little thing. Ugh. What is it? Well, I'll show you what this is. You have a problem getting your fire going, or coals or something, and you happen to put more wood on it and you want to get a flame going. You just put this here towards the fire and you blow into it. It's like, just like the bellows. Like the back in the old Western days and stuff, the bellows, you open up and you close them, so on and so forth, till you get the desired flame going. It's caught. So yeah, this here's pretty much the same way. You can pinpoint where you want to blow your hot air into the fire. So this is it's going to be really useful for me. So close that back up. Put my fire steel back in. Actually, I'm going to put this in, and then this. That back in, and there we go. Bonus is with a fire steel, it doesn't matter if it gets wet, it'll still work. I think my water's boiling for coffee. So shut this off for a second, let that settle down. So yeah, so fire steel, if it gets wet, it'll still work. So that's the good thing about that. Matches, they get wet, they're not going to work, especially if it's the paper ones. They'll soak up the water just like crazy. So I'm going to move some of this here stuff, and I'll bring you guys right back. Alright everybody, just going to make my coffee here. Yeah. This out the way. A little bit more hot water than what I thought. Man, bushcrafting in my house. Give me a stick. There. Let that sit for a second or two. It's blazing hot. So, alright. So my fire's starting. Besides my, I'll say I got these. So along with my fire starting, I'll either going to be using birch bark, if I can locate any, which birch trees are pretty abundant here in Nova Scotia, so, but location dependent, sometimes you can't find one, or it's yellow birch, which is good too. Sometimes you just can't find it, or if it's wet. If it's wet, it won't start very well. So, for backup precautions, for plan B, I'll bring these little, what you call them, pressed cardboard fire starters. They're dipped in like a liquid paraffin wax, and they'll start a fire. Like once you get rough it up a little bit, so there's a bunch of fiber showing, as if you would like with birch bark, we'll say, as comparison. Also, I don't have any yet. Actually, yes I do. If I forget this, or if my birch bark's wet, or anything like that, I always carry some jute twine. Jute twine is good for starting fires with, but you gotta be quick. It burns really fast, unless it's coated in wax or whatever you got. So, jute twines for fire starter. Just compressed cardboard soaked in paraffin wax, liquid paraffin wax. It's good for starting your fires with, whether it be in a wood stove or fire pit. paracord. Sometimes that works, sometimes it don't. Hard to say. So yeah, that's what I use for my flower starters. Whether it be jute twine, this here birch bark, with my flower steel. I'll probably start carrying some wooden matches, just for sake of easiness. I might do that. I might not. It's hard to say. I got a bunch of them downstairs, so just for emergencies. But what's one pack out of like 30, right? So set this off to the side. Now for candling, I have a candle, but one candle doesn't last forever. So what I normally do, I have it up here. I have a headlamp, I have flashlights, I have whatever I need. So candle is good for, say, my canvas bedroll. If I find a spot that needs waxing again, I'll take my candle, I'll rub it on the spot, and sit near the fire, let it melt in, soak in, and then do it again. Do it as many times as needed. So that simple lighting, whatever you need it for. Cordage. Use this for tying things. You could make, if you're trapping, if you're, say you're hung up for the night in an emergency situation, you happen to see, and there's snow on the ground, and you happen to see a rabbit trail. Well, you could take cordage, you can make a rabbit snare, hang it down, choke them, make a noose out of it, or some sort of a strangulation so you could actually have something to eat. Or you could lash, dead wood together, anything to make a shelter temporarily for the night, or for long term if you plan on returning and if you enjoyed it. So, I have a saw to cut with. Cut logs, trees, small trees, dead wood, whatever I needed to cut down. Have that. So, trying to follow some guide, well, not really guidelines. It's more of like a pattern kind of thing, like C's, like you're cutting cordage, fall down. So just give me a second here. Stuff going. Oh, before I do all this here, I have one more thing to. If I'm going out bushcrafting with no shelter or whatever, I'm going to take my bushcraft tarp with me. This is the Pomali Wolf Den tarp. It's my buddy's signature series tarp that he had designed and pitched to them, and they were graciously enough to make it for him. So it does, the bag does have his logo, as you can see. The tarp does have his logo on it in one of the four corners, which is really cool. So I'll take this here for a bushcrafting tarp, or if I'm just going to go out and build one, well then I'll just go out and build one. So without a tarp, I'll take everything else but my tarp with me. So set that right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So there's, check my coffee here. It's good. So going with this here C's, 5 C's, we have cutting, candling, here we are, cutting, candling, cordage, combustion, or if you're not comfortable enough using a fire steel, use a lighter. If you're more comfortable using a lighter, by all means. But if the lighter gets wet, it's not going to work. So you might want to have a plan B. So, and then for the fifth one, you have cover. So we got cutting, kindling, cordage, combustion, and cover. 5 C's. Then you got your, your redundancies, which is more than one object to do the same thing. So I'm not going to take 4 and 5 knives with me if I'm just going to use them for the same thing. So, but for the most part, it's just going to be my cutting, my kindling, my cordage, my combustion, and my cover. So to lay it back in my pocket. So with all this, I could probably, hopefully, survive for 2 or 3 days if I had to. If I have any food with me, and if I know I'm going to be stuck for 2 or 3 days, I'm going to have to ration it out myself, go easy on it. So, yeah, so with all this here other main everything, besides your cutting for your wood and everything, your kindling for your light, your fire steel and your knife for combustion, cordage for your lashings, and your cover. So it would be a tarp or whatever you got, whatever you're going to be building your cover with. So technically you don't really need this, but it will help, especially if you're out hiking, you're going to be staying the night, so you want a good tarp to keep yourself sheltered from say bad weather. If it starts to rain or wind, or say a freak snowstorm, you want to keep yourself covered so you don't get covered in water or get doused in the wind kind of thing. Rain and the wind especially. You get wet, rain, you get wet. Wind blows, you get cold. You're gonna get cold. You don't have a fire going, you're gonna freeze. So you might want to pick and choose what you're gonna do. But anyways, cover is always a good thing to have, no matter what you got. So that being said, I'm going to put all this here stuff not away, but put it behind me. I'm going to talk about my bag, my backpack. So I'll get this here situated and I'll bring you guys right back. Alright guys, coffee's cooled down some. Reaching around, actually I won't do that just yet. My cooking. I normally have another pot or a pan or my other cook set, but sometimes that's just too much to take. So I have this one here. I have another one that's got a frying pan, 2 pots, and a teapot. Well, a little tea kettle. But sometimes, I haven't used this very much. As you can tell, it's only black on the one half. I'll take this one here for a simple reason. There's a handle on it. Slide the handle across. Screw that wing nut back on. I had a wing nut playing with a wing nut. Funny stuff. Alright, handle. Get that situated. Instead of taking a plate with me every time with my other pot or my frying pan or whatever, once in a great while I'll take this one here, because I got a small bowl right here. It's a food grade aluminum, so I can use this. Oh, forgot that was in there. the Spice Kit, made by my good buddy Lone Wolf 902. All handmade. All out of wax canvas. All hand stitched by him. Snaps on it. Snaps open. This one here is a little prototype that he designed. So instead of him keeping it, he made 2 or 3 more for himself. So he gifted me this one here, which I thank him for that as well as my bedroll. So let's say it is wax canvas, all hand stitched. It comes with 4 little glass vials in it. I got, what's in this one? Brown sugar. I got 2, what's in this one? Cinnamon. I don't know what I'll use cinnamon for, but I'll use it. But it does have, it's got the little strap right here on the inside. It's overlapped. Like I say, it is a prototype, but the strap comes in, instead of overlapping one another, it meets in the center, and he has it X stitched, and then stitched up and down and all around. So he's got that one made for himself. He gave me this one here. It's going to be part of my kit for as long as it'll last. So instead of taking one big spice bottle, I'll take this here little small spice kit, and I'll place it inside of my frying pan, or it'll fit in my cup. Yep, it'll fit in my cup, just like that. Minus the coffee in it, but I mean. Anyways, set this aside. Back to my frying pan. Food grade aluminum frying pan. I'll take this. I can take it, do this, right? Or loosen it up and bring it across. Tighten the wing nut back up. And if I have a piece of wire, not normally, but if I have a piece of wire, I can there's a hole here, I can take it and bring it up, put it up, and I can hang it over the fire like so. I can cook a pork chop, I can cook steak, I can fry eggs in it like that. Or I can use it the way it's intended, as a small frying pan, like so. So this was picked up at a local thrift shop for, I think, $5. So this here is going to be part of my little bushcraft kit as it is. So it's small, lightweight, don't take up much room. So, but yeah, very light, very light. Aluminum isn't very heavy anyway. That's not the point. Okay, so I'll get this here put away. This here put away. And I'll turn the sights onto my backpack. So, going to drink a little bit more of my coffee, and then I'll bring you guys right back. All right, everybody. Now on to the backpack. Well, for starters, I'll start with the back and the front. Nothing special about the back. It's got your shoulder straps and everything. One thing about these straps is they are removable. There is one more strap that I did not bring up with me. It's a strap where you can use this here for a duffel bag. You strap it to one of these D-rings on the top, or this one right here, and sling it across to this D-ring down here that holds this strap on. So I didn't bring that up because I'm not going to use it for a duffel bag. So, but anyways, saying that, these here shoulder straps, like I said, are removable. So, which is different from other backpacks that I own. I own 2 Martin tops, an Outback. Sorry, my 2 Martin tops is a 40 liter and a 75 liter. My Outbound is a 75 liter, and I have a lightweight one. It's I can't remember the name of it, but I've got all of my backpacks off Amazon except for my Outbound one. I got that from a friend of mine. He didn't need it no more, so he was selling it, so I graciously bought it. So, anyways, enough about that. These straps, they say they are removable for the 3rd time. This backpack does have a pocket in the back. Well, this pocket, it is quite deep. And down to the bottom right here, it goes up that far up my arm. So, with this pocket, I would take my canvas bedroll. I would take this and I would slide it right in here. Slide that in there just like so. Put these back on. So there we go. I'm not quite ready to go yet. So coming to the front, there is 3 pockets in the front. There is one right here in the very center. So, and there's one on either side. And coming into your main pocket, your main compartment, sorry, there is a little zipper pocket right here in the very top. Hold that down so you can see it. A little zipper pocket right here. You can put birch bark, you can put camera batteries, like GoPro batteries. Put GoPro batteries up in here. You can put your what do you call it, your battery bank up in here. You could put your AA batteries or your AAA batteries, whatever your flashlights take, or headlamps, or whatever you got going on. So your main compartment, it is quite large. Partway, about quarter way down the pack, it does have a significant water bladder storage. It is padded so you don't puncture it with any of your gear or anything. So what I do with this is I would take, where is it? Oh, just liberty, and I folded up my my wool blanket. So I'm gonna take my wool blanket, slide that in here. If I can turn it sideways, I will. Be a little bit of a challenge, but nothing's ever easy in this world these days. So normally I'd be standing this here up and doing it that way. So it is down to the bottom for the most part. So there, my wool blanket is inside the pack. Can't see it, but it's there. So that being going on, I can take my tarp, my Bushcraft tarp. I can take that, slide that inside like so. Actually, I'll stand up here for a second, get everything situated that needs to be. It can be a bit of a struggle. So that'll fold back down anyways. So I got my tarp in there. So there's my sleep here. My wool blankets in the bottom. My covers in the top. Be my tarp. I still have room enough there for a little bit of food or whatever I'm taking with me for food anyways. So I'll zipper that up. Sometimes it packs a little challenge, but not usually. There we go. It does come with 2 zippers, so you can unzip it either which way if you want to. So there's my cover and my sleep. So in this front pocket, I can, as I say, it is deep, so I can take my little frying pan and my plate with my spice kit in it. I can put that in there. I can also, the way I make my coffees in these little snack bags, so I can take 4 or 5 coffees. I can put them in there. No sense in wasting empty space, right? So I'll put all that in there. I'll take my small knife, a small neck knife. I'll put that in there with it. So, and I can put a couple extra little food items in the top if I wanted to. On this here side pocket, I will put in my knife. I will put in this little gizmo here, my Bushcraft fire starter, not fire, my fire steel, my blower, and my whistle. Normally I carry this here around my neck, but put that in there, and just for sake of demonstration, I'll put my other knife with my fire steel attached on the inside here as well. There we go. Now, if I'm not carrying that one, I'll take this fire steel. I'll put on this top D ring. I will put my shot cord in like so, and then my shot cord stretches. Put it on like that. I'll just let it hang there. On this other side pocket, unzip it. I will put in my saw, if it wants to go in. There we go. And I will put in my 3. Normally I wouldn't take 3, but being bushcraft, you don't know how many you'll need, right? So just for this video purposes, I'll just put in 2. And there we go. There's still enough room in there in the top. I can put in my cups and what little bit of food items that I have. So I'm gonna empty this back out, and I'll bring you guys right back. Alright everybody, I got my bag all empty, I got everything all laid out in what space I have anyway. But I hope this helps for anybody that, you know, not really how to get started, kinda. But yeah, just remember, you know, the C's. You get your cutting, your cordage, your combustion, whether it be a fire steel, flint and steel, or the trusty Bic lighter. It's all on your comfort level or your skill level. So, yeah, so you gotta get your cutting, cordage, combustion, and your cover. Oh, and your candling, whether it be a headlamp, flashlight, candle. So, so yeah, so it's just basically my knowledge on just basic stuff. So, but yeah, say if you're out bushcrafting or whatever, you end up getting stuck for 2 or 3 days, you have fire steel, It doesn't matter if your fire steel gets wet, it'll still go. It'll still start a fire. If it's raining, say your fire steel's wet, it'll throw sparks still. Birch bark's wet. Well, have a plan B, just for just for your own security, your own safety, for fire, right? For heat, to cook with, boil water. Hopefully, you guys don't get into an emergency situation where you're stranded. But if it does happen, have stuff like this here in your car or your truck, Jeep, whatever you're driving. So, especially you're in the middle of nowhere and your car happens to break down, well, you have something to stay warm. You can even use fire for signaling somebody if you have to, or if you know how to. Always have a knife with you in your everyday carry, in your car, truck, whatever. In a say like a backpack like this. You have your knives, your knives, your saw to cut wood. A tarp just in case. Something to lay on, ground sheet, wool blanket or something, right? So, let's say this is just my basic stuff that I have for bushcrafting. It's minimal. You can put whatever you want in it. Excuse me. But I say, always have something in your vehicle, so that way if you do happen to get stranded, broke down, whatever, you have something to fall back on. Always keep non-perishable snacks or food in your vehicle, just in case an emergency situation does happen. So that way you're not going to starve. You're going to stay, you're going to stay hydrated. Water, or whatever the case is. So, it's probably not as informative as other ones out there, but it's what I have, what I know, or what I've done in any event. So, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and we'll have fun, stay safe out there, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.